Hello, fellow Lone Wolves, and welcome to a new Mass Effect Andromeda video. This is a gold solo, the first gold solo I take after Anthem. This is the exact same build as I usually take, you know, weapon feedback with barricade, as well as the electrifying barricade, and some points in energy drain, because that's the key with this character. Some points in weapon training to make it, you know, tougher, and also the tech armor for more protection, just in case. So this was a custom match, which means that I selected both the map and the enemy faction. This was Firebase 0, and this was the Outlaws. I'm not going to narrate the whole thing because it's a bit long, so I'll be leaving midway, I don't know, just before Wave 6, okay? This was a gold solo, the first I took after Anthem, and I had to upload objectives, which was interesting, you know. I was a bit afraid first, but then it was fine. It was very weird to go back to Andromeda after playing so long on Anthem. What was the most difficult is the fact that you realize Andromeda is not as vertical as Anthem is, to be exact. So I'm not going to comment really on the build because I've already said a lot both about this map and about the enemy faction. And also, if you know my channel, you already know that the human Sentinel is one of my favorite characters to solo any difficulty, really. Well, this was gold, I was level 12. In the build it was written level 13, but I recorded the build after the game, so yeah, I just forgot sometimes, you know. I was thinking that, you know, the build was the same as usual, so I need not comment upon it. But if you still need information about it, if you're still playing Andromeda, and you're not the only one, in fact, I don't have many friends on Origin, but yeah, well, I have like 30, and among these friends only 1/5 is playing Anthem. The rest is still playing Andromeda or Apex Legends. I'm not playing Apex Legends, so I'm not saying anything about it. So yeah, how does it feel to go back to Mass Effect Andromeda after so long in Anthem? After, you know, taking Grandmaster Difficulty 1, Grandmaster Difficulty 2, and Grandmaster Difficulty 3 on Anthem. Well, this was both great and frustrating. It depends. This match was, you know, it went well. It was, you know, not that difficult. So this was okay, but I tried another mission. There was the celebratory mission, and I tried to, you know, solo it with the Angara Exemplar, because this was the Remnant Dungeon, and I wanted to take the same character as in my Silver Lining video. In fact, I wasn't able to solo anything. The character was so flimsy, and, you know, when you are getting used to Anthem, you are getting used to having a very, very tolerant health gate. That's the big difference. Damage resistance when you have low health is much more forgiving in Anthem. I already said that before. So going back to Andromeda, you realize how unforgiving this game actually is. Probably even more than Mass Effect 3. You know, I was trying to sort out this debate. I was thinking, well, is it more or less forgiving than Mass Effect 3? Well, Mass Effect 3 had its own problems with the maps, the holes in the maps, for instance, with the science, or is it skiing? I don't know really. Still, all the Banshees, yeah, the Banshee balls, you know, the big warp balls of the Banshee going through walls, that happened a lot back in the day. So yeah, Andromeda is not exactly like this, because there isn't, well, there are some things with the maps, you already know that, especially map, you know, Firebase Derelict, it's particular, but, well, it's not forgiving. It's not as forgiving as Anthem for the enemies, in fact. And the fact that sometimes you use, I don't know, electricity powers like overload on certain enemies, and they won't stop. You know, usually they are supposed to freeze for a little while, And I realized that on Andromeda, this was not as automatic as I thought in the first place. Yeah, no, taking distance from this game is really an eye-opener, in fact. I believe it. Mass Effect Andromeda, it was a good game. Really, I played like 3,000 hours on this. I can't really say it's a bad game, can I? I'm not saying it's the best Mass Effect game. Of course not. Again, if you know my channel, you know that my favorite Mass Effect is not Mass Effect Andromeda, and it's not Mass Effect 2 as well. You see, first death. This was basically because I was getting accustomed again to having a very low health character. It's not the worst, the Sentinel, but still. Well, so yeah, it felt good. Actually, it felt good to go back to Andromeda. And Anthem, what about Anthem? Well, if you are still playing Mass Effect Andromeda and you don't know why, but Anthem is not exactly your thing, well, I really believe you should try it. Whoever you are, whatever your, past game experiences are, it's a game, if you like BioWare games, this is a game that you should definitely try. It's not perfect, of course, it's definitely not perfect. There are lots of bugs. Every single time you play with it, there's, the game crashing or things like this. In terms of combat, it's a very, very good game. I'm playing the Interceptor, so it's kind of a mix between the Vanguard and the Turin Cabal. For poison, for things like this, the fact that you are always meleeing your enemies. So yeah, it's really worth it. It's not a game that I'm going to spend time on. Eventually, I think I'll go back to Mass Effect because well, there are so many channels discussing Anthem and so few channels discussing Mass Effect Andromeda, and I don't want Mass Effect Andromeda to fade out. After all, it's BioWare, so either you support your favorite studio or you don't. Well, it's not my favorite studio, but it's one of my favorites, and I still have memories of Baldur's Gate. This was an excellent game. I really like this kind of games anyway. And you still find, traces of what BioWare used to be in the past in Anthem, even though it's very 21st century. It's supposed to be an MMO, but it fails in this regard. And it's supposed to be action RPG, and in this regard it does not fail. Oh, the Hydra. Oh yeah, this happened actually twice to me. Not in this game. It happened once in this game, I believe. But in 2 games, the Hydra actually synced kill me. And I completely forgot that it could. How stupid I can get. So yeah, I know right now the situation looks desperate, but you can guess that this is a full gold solo. So yeah, I've managed to complete the 2 upload objectives. And I must say, in both cases, both on wave 3 and on wave 6, I was lucky. Okay, I cannot say otherwise. The area that the game chose for me to upload were very nice areas. And yeah, still. So you see basically people logging in this video, and you'll see that these people are still playing Mass Effect Andromeda. This was recorded, I think, like 1 week prior to the publication of this video, so Anthem had been out for a month. For me it was 3 weeks because I'm not Origin Premier or whatever, I'm just a regular customer. So yeah. It was 3 weeks after Anthem was released, and well, I had my days with Anthem. Really, there were days I just couldn't play because either the game was not working properly and it was really pissing me off, or because of the loot. So at some point the loot system is more ridiculously not good. I don't know what else to say, really. It's like you are working for other people. So I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, in Mass Effect Andromeda, it's kind of the same when you are launching a platinum game and you have people coming in, joining in, even if they are, low level or whatever, they have a low Apex rating or whatever. This used to be the case in Mass Effect Andromeda, but the big difference in Anthem is that you work for others, but you do not necessarily reap the rewards you should reap. And that happened to me as I was playing with my usual friends, the friend I played all my platinum duos with, and we were killing enemies, and at some point I was alone, so I was killing enemies in Anthem, and these enemies did not loot anything. And when my friend joined me, he told me, oh, there's a legendary item, a legendary drop. I was like, what? You weren't even there when I killed the enemy. What the fuck is this? So I was really pissed off, not against my friend, because he's my friend in real life, he's a real person. And, well, I just, quit for a little while. I told myself, okay, and I went back to Andromeda, just, perhaps for melancholy, I don't know. So yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. I'm not answering the question which is the best, because you can't really say which is the best, as Anthem is not complete yet, and that's the big problem. I sort of agree with what Angry Joe said in his review with the idea of a minimum viable product. This is exactly how Anthem feels, to be exact. It's like the minimum they could give you. Andromeda had the same problem. We all know that. It felt so little, so disappointing in a position to what we had been told. And Anthem feels a bit the same, but you cannot forgive what we forgave for Andromeda. Well, for the people who actually forgave Andromeda, because some people did not. I did, actually. I'm the forgiving type. So yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, I accepted that it was not the game I expected it to be. I really wanted something more focused on action, the way Mass Effect 3 had been, but they really wanted to go back to Mass Effect 1, and this is exactly what they did. Some people are really hypocritical with Mass Effect Andromeda, saying, no, it's not Mass Effect, it's more like Mass Effect 1 than Mass Effect 2 ever was. I played all the Mass Effects in order, 1, 2, 3, and Andromeda. And really, the real rupture, the real difference between two Mass Effect games, the real gap between two Mass Effect games had been between Mass Effect 1 and 2. Just take the powers, how powers worked in Mass Effect 1. They work the same in Andromeda, but they do not and did not in Mass Effect 2 and 3. So, it's not relevant to say Mass Effect Andromeda is not a Mass Effect game. It's, who are you to say that? Are you the one who actually created Mass Effect? No, you're not. So just leave it to the people who actually did. It's probably not the direction we all hoped. That was very disappointing. But with Anthem, it allows you to take more distance and to realize that Andromeda was like a mid-step between what the studio had been and what the studio is going to turn into. It's not necessarily a good thing. I agree with many people on this question. The fact that BioWare is changing a lot. That's actually. But, I mean, there are so many games out there and so many games that have no soul. And as far as I'm concerned, I still find that there is some sort of soul, some sort of, idea behind Mass Effect games and Anthem games. I just hope Anthem is going to expand. I really want to have more areas. If they wanted to do something like Diablo, for instance, which was one of my favorite games when I was 10, I spent hours and hours and hours on Diablo. I really liked this game, and what they did with the Lord of Destruction patches, when the DLC came out, well, at the time it was not called a DLC, but still now we can call that a DLC. They changed things, the system worked, they introduced new items, they did new things, they allowed you to, reset your powers, for instance, which you could not do before Lord of Destruction, the rarity of loot, they changed things with Diablo, and it was 20 years ago almost. So the idea is that Anthem probably needs time, and it's a shame that they did not take time to release it. Anyway.
One to go.
It's already the 5th wave. I haven't been commenting a lot on the solo except when I die. Simply because, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to know more about the Outlaw faction on this map, you can watch my speedrun with the Turian Havoc. If you want to know more about the Outlaws on Platinum, I have got some videos, Platinum duos with the Outlaw factions, so you can find things, you know, and also the Human Sentinel, which is my favorite character. It was the first video I posted on this channel, not my first solo, obviously, but the first solo, gold solo I posted on this channel with the low-level female Sentinel. Yeah, I think it was level, I don't know, 8 or 9, something like this. It's a very formidable character because it has great damage resistance, it has great powers as well, the fact that you can restore your shields with energy drain, the fact that you have barricade, the fact that barricade has an electrifying effect. All these makes it so powerful. Your weapon damage output is so buffed that nothing can, you know, nothing can resist you. I believe it was what I liked the most with Andromeda. I was not a big fan of all the playable characters, as I was, for example, with Mass Effect 3, but this was more because, you know, the Platinum system in Andromeda was made in a way so as to make it very difficult for you to solo anything. And Mass Effect 3, this was not the case, really. You could, you know, theoretically solo any match, any Platinum game with any characters. And, well, there are channels around here on YouTube with many videos about it. Some channels are about to resurrect. Yes, I'm looking at you, Invader 1. And yeah, so basically, this was it. I'm not going to narrate everything, as I told you earlier, because I have to mix the audio file then, and, you know, I don't have much time right now. Especially the situation in my country is a bit tense, and, you know, everyone is tense in this country right now. It's, well, this is how it is, but still, I'm still dreaming. I'm still in another galaxy fighting alien races. Yeah, how great. What about the plans for the future, of course? If you are still interested in Mass Effect Andromeda videos, don't worry, I'll still be posting some, you know, from time to time. Instead of, you know, posting 2 videos a week, sometimes 3 as I used to before February, I think I'm going to post Mass Effect Andromeda video every fortnight or 3 weeks, and I'm still keeping the same order, you know, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, bronze, silver. For example, the next video is going to be a platinum duo, and this platinum duo was recorded before Anthem. I was playing with the same character. I included some footage in my From Mass Effect to Anthem video, but I did not post the actual duo, and I will be posting it very soon. So it was the duo I played with my friend, and I wanted to keep it, to save it, to post it on my channel just to compare the 2 games, you know, how we played together on Anthem and how we used to play on Andromeda. It almost makes me feel nostalgic, but, you know, I shouldn't be. It's not like... I still prefer Mass Effect 3, in fact, but I haven't finished business, I guess, with Andromeda. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it and that you can, I don't know, probably learn something about upload. It's a double upload objective. I had nice areas, of course, but still it's not as easy as it sounds, you know, if you're not prepared. Of course, the fact that I'm using siphon weapons is really helping. So yeah, I guess that's it. I hope I did not forget anything. Still, thanks for being here. Whoever you are, that's the miracle of the 21st century. Never forget that. And yeah, I catch you in the next video. The Platinum Duo with the Human Sentinel. Thanks again. If you're still playing Mass Effect Andromeda and you are on PC and you want us to play together, add me as a friend. There's my name everywhere, so you shouldn't have problem finding it. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I catch you in the next video. I Exalt out. Bye.
We've located data sources. Get them uploaded before we lose the connection.
Hydra! Shields down.
Data transfer complete.
Heads down. Shields out.
Squad member down. Hang in there, Apex.
Find cover. Find cover. Shields out.
Upload complete. Well done, team. Almost done.
Get cover. Shields down. Heads down.
Three more to go.
Get safe.
Reload. We're tracking reinforcements.
Good.
Shuttle incoming. Get to the extraction zone.
Hydra on field. Shields down. Find cover. Shields down. Many thanks. Shields down. Get cover! Shields down. Heads down. Shields out. Find cover.
Mission complete. Full team secured. Good work.